All righty. So, came across a very interesting article today, guys. So, whenever we do something that's not ours, we try to make sure we give it credit where credit is due here. And we've talked about this before. It'd be fun to kind of make a team up of people who used to play for the Giants that are still in the NFL. Well, someone beat us to the punch because they did it. So we're talking about making a team from the ex Giants there, still in the league. And this was done by Dan Benton of Giants Wire. Again, guys, we'll never take credit for the people's work. Dan Benton of Giants Wire. So if you like the concept, like the thing, go check out his work. A very interesting mix. And the scary thing is, I could look at this roster and go, is this better than our actual roster? And I don't know the answer to this because we're very strong in some positions. Very strong in some positions. And guess what? That team has a quarterback.
Yeah.
Exactly. So let's get right into it. Quarterback. Geno Smith, which, again, if you're thinking old school Geno Smith, not so good. Geno Smith in Seattle. That's a much better quarterback than we've had in quite a long time since Eli retired.
Yeah, I was about to say, we haven't had a top 15, top 10 quarterback. Like, there's some weeks he's top 5.
Yeah. Yep. Backup quarterbacks. The first one's going to hurt you a little bit. Daniel Jones. But again, Daniel Jones as a backup would not be a bad thing. Now, it wouldn't work in New York because of the baggage, all that kind of stuff. But I'm just saying overall, he's not a bad backup. A lot of starting experience. He does have some tools he does bring. And again, great guy in the locker room and everything. So don't worry about him causing issues. A third guy is a third QB. Cooper Rush. People forget we did have Cooper Rush on the roster for a little bit there in between his Cowboy stays there. So, like I said, much better quarterback room than we've had in a few years. Much better.
Yeah, quite a long time.
Running backs. You can guess who the starting running back is. Saquon Barkley, backed up by Matt Breida, Wayne Gallman, who just made his way through the minor leagues, as we'll call it here. The spring football he did just recently there. That was with the St. Louis Battlehawks of the UFL. There's been rumors of him coming back potentially. He did not come back this year into the NFL, but there's been rumors. But he is also 30 years old, so I don't know how many 30-year-old backups you really have space for in the NFL at the running back position. And then also a special team ace, Gary Brightwell, who, let's be very frank, I would rather have him than Eric Gray. Just saying.
100%.
Yeah. Wide receiver. This is definitely one spot we are a little thin at, okay? Definitely a little thin. Odell Beckham Jr., Sterling Shepard, Dante Pettis, Kadarius Toney, Khalif Raymond, who also doubles up as a kick returner for us in this, along with Gary Brightwell, and Colin Johnson. Remember Colin Johnson? That's not a very good list. Now, I would have thrown one guy in here they didn't, but I can see why they probably didn't because of the fact that he was on the team this past season. But Isaiah Hodgins was just signed to the Niners. I'd throw him in the loop over Colin Johnson.
Yeah.
Not that that's a great option either. But again,
better than Tony.
That's part of the interesting parts of this is you see places that we struggled to go ahead and, get and develop players at, but you also see where we didn't. And this is a spot we definitely did struggle. Tight ends. Evan Ingram. Goes without saying there. Cody Latimer, who, remember, was a wide receiver with us for a little while. He went off to the UFL as well, and he bulked himself up and became a tight end.
Beefcakes.
And Chris Myrick, we all remember that blocking tight end that we had for a while. I was going to say Lawrence Cager over Cody Latimer personally.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, he's not, I don't think he's with the team right now, but he's still not retired. He was still, like, if somebody called him up, he'd be like, well, my bags are already packed, and here I am.
Yeah. Mike Garrett and my jock strap's been ready to go.
Who would have thought I was already in town? Hops on the plane real quick. Like, that's what I feel like. Looks like he is actually on the practice squad for the Commanders. So he signed a futures contract with them as well, just yesterday, actually. So yeah, so Cager is still in the league. So like I said, I would go with him over Cody Latimer personally, but offensive line. this is an interesting mix here because there's some really good spots here and some really bad spots here.
Yeah.
Matt Pert, who, from all you hear, was much better for the Broncos this year than he ever was for the Giants. Ben Bredesen, who obviously was starting guard for the Bucks this year. John Feliciano, who's been a member of the Niners the last couple of years, been kind of a jack of all trades for them. Kevin Zeitler, a guy that I'm still pissed we ever had to drop. We should have kept him and kept that going. He'd still be on the team. Cam Fleming. So it just shows you the tackle position has not been kind to the Giants. Yeah. And let's see. Eric Smith, Roy Mbatika. Remember, he was the international player that OC Umanura had found in Africa that I on the Bears practice squad, if I remember correctly. Will Hernandez, remember the guy that was a bust for us, but the Cardinals have gladly kept him now for years afterwards.
Yeah.
Mark Glowinski, who was picked up late by the Colts this year, and Nick Gates, who we just saw last week starting at center for the Eagles. So not a horrible offensive line, but the issue is the middle and the interior is pretty good, but the outside, brutal, that's for sure. Interesting, though, because I feel like it's the opposite for us now. Like, we got two good tackles, one that's always hurt, unfortunately, but two good tackles, and our interior offensive line definitely leaves some to be desired. Interesting how it's reverse. Defensive line. Now, his one is a strong suit as hell. Like, that's amazing defensive line here. Leonard Williams, Ashawn Robinson, B.J. Hill, Dalvin Tomlinson, Jonathan Hankins, and Ryder Anderson. All of them except the last have had Pro Bowl style kind of seasons, basically. Well, actually, I say Ashawn Robinson didn't have a Pro Bowl style, but he's been an above average player before this league. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a defensive line. If we could have a defensive line like that, I'd be extremely happy. You kidding me? I'm like, here we go. Strength of the freaking team here. Edge / linebackers. Another spot that definitely is not exactly brimming with talent here, guys. Lorenzo Carter, Jihad Ward, KJ Cloud, Cam Brown, Nico Lawless, O'Shane Zimenez, Benton Whitley, and Ellerson Smith. I mean, Jihad Ward might be the best of those players. Just tells you. And a lot of it is we've been ignoring the linebacker position for how long? We've only been back to a 3-4 for a couple of years now to develop edge rushers. We've had defensive ends prior to that. So, corner room, another brutal room here. James Bradbury, who can't even get off the bench in Philadelphia, is apparently one of the first team they give. Isaac Yinnum, Nick McLeod, Fabian Moreau, Antonio Hamilton, and Darnay Holmes. It's a passable group. Just wouldn't say it's a great group.
Yeah.
But here is the great group. Xavier McKinney, Julian Love, Jabril Peppers, and Bobby McCain at safety. That's pretty damn solid.
Yeah.
I think most of us would take that in a heartbeat.
Come on, McKinney, come back. McKinney.
He ain't coming back.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think it shows a lot of like spots the Giants have done well at developing talent, scouting talent, because this is a combination of free agents and draft picks, obviously. Some of these guys, like Jabril Peppers, for example, like wasn't a draft pick of ours. But defensive line, safety, both really, really strong suits for us, and quarterback, I think, was a surprisingly stronger spot than I expected. But I wasn't thinking Geno Smith at first when I thought that. I'm like, oh my God, he did have that one game we all want to forget where he broke.
Where he broke
Eli. Yeah. Again, not his fault. That's the Giants' fault, point blank, for allowing that to happen.
McAdoo.
I blame Mara for that too, point blank.
Yeah.
Mara had to sign off on it from everything I heard. So, but yeah, like I said, interesting mix. And like I said, I could make the case that this roster might be better than the current Giants roster. You're trying to disagree with me, but you're like,
It's hard to say.
Let's legitimately look at quarterback room. You would take the quarterbacks in this, right? Not ours.
100%.
Okay, so
running back, 100%.
Running back room, wide receiver room. Nope. Tight end. Yep. Offensive line. No.
Yeah,
I would say no. Defensive line. Yep. Linebackers. Nope. Corners. Nope. Safety. Yep. Right?
Yeah. So 5-4.
It's still win. It shouldn't be that close with the people you've gotten rid of. And let's be honest, there's some rooms that are not even close seconds. Like, again, I like Tyler Nubin a lot, but don't tell me you wouldn't take that safety group in a heartbeat. Like, that's not even a close second there.
No, not at all.
Quarterback room. Hells yeah. Running back room. Hells yeah. Like, some of these spots, like, wow.
Like that safety position would change that defense overall.
Yeah. I mean, that's like I said, a pretty telling thing of, how much talent is left this room. That's for sure. And unfortunately, not coming back. Not coming back, guys.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.